A little over a year ago, my uncle passed away. He was the only positive male figure I had as a child. After he passed, I felt a lot of guilt because we didn't visit as often as I would have liked. It's not that we didn't want to see him, but aren't there just people in your life you sometimes feel will always be there, until they're not? I remember visiting his house after the wake and walking around his garden with Danny. He had such a green thumb and such a love for growing. His house was full of fruit trees and other plants. When we came back to Arizona, I told Dan, I think I found the perfect way to remember him. So we went to the local nursery and bought a few things to start a garden in his honor. A few days later, everything had died in the brutal Arizona heat. Maybe we just didn't know how to care for it properly. It was really hard not to get discouraged, but I wanted to find a way to make it work. We tried our hand at hydroponic gardening, tried growing some houseplants indoors, even propagated a few things. I think I surprised even myself with how well things grew. On the 1-year anniversary of my uncle's passing, we took a road trip up the central coast of California. We watched as the men and women labored in the fields, and I remembered that this was where my uncle came from. It was something he did in his youth to make a living, and then eventually went on to have his own home and a beautiful garden. We stopped on the beach and collected the prettiest pebbles and shells we could find. When I came home, I realized that even with all our failed attempts and non-traditional growing methods, we still had something really beautiful, and it was a perfect way to honor his memory. And although I don't know that I would call myself a plant lady per se, and I probably wouldn't be very good at answering plant-related questions, there has been so much growth. And it's been so good for my soul.